on, are we recording yet?
Yes, recording has started, so I'm going to do standard intro, which is welcome bronies to the FOB Equestria Podcast, the official podcast of FOB Equestria, home of the military bronies. This week we have with us Commander Firebrand, Saunter Hooftweak, and one of the members from the community, Acer Spacer. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Motivate.
No!
Motivate!
Yes, chaos and disorder, and,
Out front.
you know, the things that military dreams are made of. So, I guess we will start this thing right off. Anyone want to say anything before we really get this thing going?
Serious rage may happen.
Possibly.
This
rage
might
will
be the
happen.
most explicit, most angry podcast ever.
Be
So,
advised. Angry rants ahead. Over.
Yes. I'm gonna try to keep this as organized as possible. We do have 5 people in here, counting myself, so things may get a bit chaotic at times, but we'll see how well I can maintain order. Yeah, chaos. I don't know. Military embraces chaos, so everything's good. But I would like
The military is chaos.
The military is chaos. Very true. And how can the enemy predict our movements if even we don't know what we're gonna do? They can't.
Exactly.
Anyways,
this podcast will be weekly if I can help it from this point forward, and we are trying to come up with a name other than the FOB Equestria Podcast. A few names have been tossed around, but you'll see that happen. Now, we are going to change our focus a bit as well. In the past, you may have noticed that we covered pictures, and we played some music, and we played some videos, and then we talked about that stuff. And we still might do that from time to time. We still might talk about things creatively going on in the community, but we really want to switch the focus to more news and events, trying to keep you up to date with what's going on with us and what's going on in the community in general. So you're going to see a bit of a change in focus, but it's still going to be us. So anyway, moving on, first thing we're going to talk about are the conventions that have been happening recently, starting off with the first one that we had a presence at, which was Las Pegasus Unicon. Yeah, I heard that sigh, Acer.
All right, look. Here's the thing about Las Vegas Unicon from a guy that was there who is absolutely authority on everything because shut up. The thing about I had a lot of fun. I really did. I got to speak with the people, just interacting with the community. It was a lot of fun for the people that were down on the floor. All the people who were behind the scenes and the people like the vendors, it was kind of, a
nightmare. I mean, we saw it. We volunteered. FOB Equestria was there. We had 4 staff members, myself, Tweak, Miche, which I guess he's going by now because people keep mixing it up and he just decided to conform.
Event Horizon.
Silvermane. Was Event Horizon there? Well, he's not staff.
It's Miche.
Oh, derp. Sorry. Yeah. I should have known that. But anyway, we saw it because they were actually recruiting us. Well, we volunteered to help out where we could every now and again to give them some extra staff, more or less. And yeah, we saw the fact that there was something of chaos. So I think Tweak has a very good point. For people down on the floor, for people just attending the convention, it was a good time. Except for the fact it got cut short, which, boo-hoo, it's not that big of a deal for people on the floor. But behind the scenes, yeah, I can see how it would have been a complete nightmare.
Well, it wasn't so much as that. It's just, I mean, you really get the sense that the part that makes me the maddest about it, this is Tweak speaking, by the way, because apparently we have to mention each other's names so we know who's talking. Of course, you should know me, by the way. Anyway. Anyway, I am horrible at this. Anyway, the worst part about it is how the voice actors were mistreated. Like the way that apparently Tara Strong has still not been paid for her appearance there. And to the point where she has canceled all her appearances at any first-time cons from now on because of the way she was treated there. And it's really unfair to the rest of the Brony community because we're not going to be able to see them.
Right. I agree. And honestly, I can understand where Tara's coming from. That's a reasonable precaution, honestly. Not going to any first-time cons, make sure that they have some experience under their belt and they know what they're doing. I can understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, you're right. It does kind of screw over everyone else, unfortunately. So.
Well, she did make a Skype appearance at Big Apple PonyCon.
Right, but that's not quite the same thing as being there, having
it's considerably cheaper than flying out.
Indeed.
Well, yes, it is. And honestly, Skype appearances, may become more common, which can be a good thing for the community when you think about it, because that means more presence at conventions, not physical presence, but for panels and stuff, it can be better panels, more in-depth panels, bronies getting tasked more questions and more exposure to these people, to these great people who make this show possible. But at the same time, it isn't the same as having them there in person, being able to talk with them and get their autograph and all that fun stuff. So,
well, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're right. I mean, it is a little unfair, but at the same time, I don't blame them at all because of the way that they were treated at Pegasus Unicon. And that was supposed to be one of the biggest ones, like, ever, and it wasn't, so, you know.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I mean, one of the biggest problems I heard that caused most of the problems for Las Pegasus Unicon was the fact that, well, their financial model basically, they ran out of money. Short version is they ran out of money. And the main cause behind that was they did not get nearly the attendance they were expecting. So that really they didn't have the funds because they didn't get nearly the numbers to pay for it, because more people come, more people are buying things, more people are buying entrants, and just naturally more money comes in. So
well, then that's also the fault of the convention people put it together, because they're supposed to project that accurately, and that was the problem. It was not so much that enough people showed up; it's that they spoke up their numbers. They were talking about there's going to be thousands and thousands of people there, and it's going to be this big, huge deal, and it wasn't. And that's the reason why all the stars agreed to show up, was because they were told, oh yeah, there's going to be all these people to be one of the biggest conventions of the year, and it wasn't. So that's their fault.
Right. Actually, I believe I might have come across wrong. I wasn't trying to say it wasn't the convention staff's fault. Clearly, that was their mistake. Just misprojecting. That's clearly on them. But at the same, I was just pointing out the main cause of why they ran out of money. I wasn't trying to say it wasn't their fault, but yeah. So one thing I do want to say right now while we're talking about Las Pegasus Unicon is we did manage to get some interviews from that. So that was a good thing for us. If you want to go check those out, they are on our YouTube channel. They should be in a playlist labeled Las Pegasus Unicon, and you can watch all 4 that we managed to get.
Plug.
So, yeah. Any other comments, thoughts, things you want to talk about from Las Pegasus Unicon? Or...
Yes, I totally kicked Silvermane's butt at the Button War.
Oh, yeah. For those of you unaware, Button Wars happened, and by that we mean like pins, buttons, like things you wear on your shirt buttons.
If you watch the interviews, you'll know.
Yeah, if you watch the interviews, you'll get it.
My body is a roadmap of swag.
I think accurately stated. So, next con that happened was CloudCon, which I was the only attendant. Unfortunately, we initially had a bit of a projected presence there to the point where we were going to do a panel, but being that I was the only one that could make it, and initially it was going to be me and, well, I shouldn't say initially, but it ended up going to be me and Mish, and Mish couldn't even make it due to some last-minute thing, so it ended up only being me, so our panel obviously did not happen. We canceled it way beforehand when we realized we weren't going to have the manpower, and so I went there just to have fun, and it was kind of nice for a change after going to Candlelight Gardens and Las Pegasus Unicon to quote-unquote work the con. It was nice to go to a con just to enjoy it. So I definitely, it was nice seeing it from that side. And I also discovered CloudCon. I do have to say, Cloudsdale Congress, definitely a good con. It was a smaller convention, but it was still a fun time. I would definitely say if it's hosted again next year, if you're in the DC area, or if you can make it, definitely go to it. I also found out that some of you may know DJ Hollow Point. He is a musician in the Brony community, kind of lesser known, but he is out there. He pretty much organized the entire musical section of Cloudsdale Congress and did a pretty good job of it. There were a lot of Brony musicians at CloudCon, actually. I was very surprised to see the turnout they had. Alex S. actually managed to stop by, and he didn't perform, but he just managed to happen by the con and hang out with the Brony musicians. He's a cool guy. But yes, I got off my point. DJ Hollow Point and I are apparently like twins in terms of appearance. Now, we aren't like identical, but we were similar enough where people were mistaking me for him. So good times, and we're going to totally manipulate that at BronyCon, which all of FOB Equestria staff, or most of FOB Equestria staff, is going to be at. But
Yes.
DJ Hollowpoint and me have some shenanigans planned for BronyCon.
Oh, we do. We do have shenanigans planned for
Well,
BronyCon.
I know we do as FOB Equestria, but I'm saying me and DJ Hollowpoint have shenanigans planned of me basically being his body double.
I
Oh,
love
boy.
that word, shenanigans.
I just want to add that we got all of DJ Hollowpoint's little musical endeavor that he had at CloudCon is up on our music post, so everybody can take a look at that as well. It's just the most recent music post. I think it's number 3.
No, it's number 4. I corrected that.
Okay, thanks.
It is, yes, in our Songs by Soldiers post number 4, which was just recently put up on the website, DJ Hollowpoint was covered. So if you aren't familiar with him, you can go check him out. I think Exile was also covered there. And was Black Griffin also covered in that post?
Yeah, Black Griffin's cover with Michelle Krieber of, I think it's Beat It.
Oh, I have to listen to
the
that.
Michael Jackson song from 1980, whatever it was.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I'm only 23 years old, but I know it. So, okay, any other thoughts on CloudCon? Nope. Okay.
None of us were there.
I know. It was a good, like I said, good convention, small time, but definitely if you're in the DC area, if it happens again next year, I do recommend going. It was a fun time. And they did it very well. It was definitely more well organized than Las Vegas this Unicon. Nothing out of the ordinary happened. No major disasters. It was very smoothly run. So props to them. Now, for the next con, which I think only Acer made it to, that
Indeed.
BAP, Big Apple PonyCon. So, news from there, good sir.
Okay, Big Apple PonyCon, first of all, went off great. It had a few interesting scheduling issues, but, it worked out for the best, I guess. However, the real reason why I went to Big Apple PonyCon was to be on the Military Bronies panel that went off there, the first one to be at any con. And we managed to get Jason Thiessen on the panel, and that was very
Nice.
that was unexpected and big. Andrea Libman was at the con as well as Jason, and Tara Strong made a Skype appearance. And the Guidon traveled there as well. I don't know if you guys know about the Guidon, but well, I know you guys do, but all
Right.
the listeners, the Guidon, we have a military Guidon that travels to cons and gathers streamers for each con it goes to, and it's earned its LPU streamer, which will all be forever remembered,
Yes,
and
it will.
it earned its Big Apple PonyCon streamer. And just one thing, Tara does remember the wave.
The wave?
Yes.
Elaborate?
The secret wave.
Yes,
Oh,
you remember the wave that she
wave.
had with her hands over her heads and all that
The
stuff?
unicorn horn wave, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
For those of you who don't get what we're talking about, go to the Candlelight Gardens interview with Tara Strong on our YouTube channel, and you will understand. Everything will become clear.
Yeah, but Big Apple PonyCon was definitely very well run. It was a huge success. I had an incredible time there. I also went to the VIP event, which was a little reception, and both Jason and Andrea were there. So I got to speak with them on a one-on-one basis, and they're great people. Like, no big surprises there. Jason had actually appeared at that con, like the first time since, I believe, BronyCon in 2011. That's the first time he's ever appeared, like, again at a con. And he sat in on the Military Bronies panel, which I believe was an incredible success in and of itself. Definitely hope to get the word out. You'll see a video of that panel up on YouTube soon. But yeah, the only thing though, the rave there, the bass cannon was present.
Oh, the bass cannon was also present at
However,
CloudCon.
it was also pretty much the only sound system.
Really?
So
That's kind of disappointing, actually.
It was rather disappointing. However, there's a lot of Brony musicians, but their schedules kind of got mixed up. But everything kind of went like clockwork as far as what events the military was involved in. There's definitely a big showing there. There was several Navy personnel from the sub school, and one of our own other FOB guys was there. And the military Bronies panel definitely started off the whole panel trend that's gonna appear. We have a panel at EQLA actually.
Military Bronies panel at EQLA?
Yes.
Cool. So that's good news. There's also a panel scheduled for BronyCon as well. A few of the FOB members will be there. And yes, Tweak will be there.
That guy.
So, yep. Good news for us that we're going to get some blah, blah, blah. I can't talk.
Publicity.
I can't say that word.
If you're lucky, you may get to see me reenact the Private Fluttershy story.
Yes.
Yes.
Good times. I can be your basic if you want me to. Or your private.
And you might get to hear the absolutely new Private Applejack story.
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
I'll tease that for you, a little for you to stick around.
Yes. So,
is there anything else you guys want to know about BAPCon? I mean, it went swimmingly.
No, I mean, from what I heard, it sounds like you pretty much covered everything.
Yeah. Few things. Tara definitely had some exciting information, such as maybe some Teen Titans is coming back.
Oh.
And stuff of that nature. Definitely season 4 confirmed winner of this year, and Derpy is going to be in the background, of course.
So,
okay, yeah, because that's great. Because there was that whole thing going around where it was like a couple months ago. There was this supposed thing from Reddit about a DHX member who said, "Yeah, Twilight becomes a princess, and then Derpy's gone, and there's no season 4, blah blah blah."
Well, okay.
And so now it's good to know that that's all been cacked.
Well, who knows?
Well, most of it.
Derpy is not going to be in the background.
News of her demise have been greatly exaggerated.
So
we know nothing. We know nothing.
Serious. Okay. No comment.
Anyway.
Oh, and BAPCon is happening again next year.
Good news for that. Definitely. I might be able to make it next year. I'm sadly Candlelight Gardens, and then Las Vegas is Unicon, then CloudCon kind of broke my bank, so I won't be going to any other cons besides BronyCon.
The charity auction was also a smash hit.
Good.
I won it. Yes. Second highest bid.
Which was? How much money do you spend?
On
the second highest bid?
You really want to know? Okay.
Sure.
All right. Well, it was the entire series, first run of Interplay trading cards.
Oh.
Complete
collection?
set. Yes, including all the promos. That got into a crazy bidding war, and I won at $500.
Wow.
The room went wild.
I'm sure.
If you were there, I was in the khaki. I was in the khaki BDUs with the guide on, and you might have been kneeling before me. I don't know.
Kneel before me.
No, seriously, it was so hyped that the room went over, and there's people T-bowing and bowing, and it was crazy.
Sounds
it was mad hype.
Mad hype. So, actually, you just remind me of something that I want to cover, which is the FOB Equestria or Military Brony merchandise that we are trying to develop and get out there. Now, at Las Pegasus Unicon, we did get in contact with someone who has expressed a willingness to distribute such merchandise. And by
Las Pegasus?
Yeah, at Las Pegasus Unicon. There was this...
Right.
Pay attention, dang it.
Yes, please, pay attention.
Tracking.
Anyway, as I was saying, there was a vendor there who did express a willingness to distribute our designs should we let him basically send them to him. He'd be willing to sell them. All we're looking for right now is a way to distribute this merchandise. And by that, I mean shirts and patches and other cloth-like merchandise. So that's on the horizon. Miche is talking with him currently and trying to get all those details sorted out. And after we have the details sorted out, we kind of need to refine and developed some designs. We do have a logo finally, which you'll be seeing that shortly, hopefully.
Yes.
And also, on the item of merchandise, one of our members, Silvermane, is working on a coin design. For those of you not aware, the military loves its coins, its challenge coins, which, I mean, they're just...
They mean absolutely nothing except meant as something very important.
They're pretty much novelty items. It's pretty
And
much
they're good for drinking games.
And drinking games, yes.
Post Commander's coin.
And I'd like to say I beat you all because I actually have a Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff coin. So
I have an NSA coin. Ooh.
Oh, coins. Yeah,
that's just a way for them to track you from when they want to kill you.
Yeah, there's a chip in that coin.
Oh.
GPS tracking. But anyway, so coins are being worked on. Silvermane has a contact that can make the coins, and we have a means of producing them. We don't have a means of distributing them. So we're finalizing the coin design, and once the design is finalized, we will be able to make the coins, but we do need a way to more or less sell the coins. So I'm not sure on the timeline on when those will be available due to the details on actually being able to sell that. I'm not sure how that would work, and we need to figure that out. But we are developing merchandise for all you military bronies out there. So, yay, I guess.
Also, if you wear a patch on a combat uniform at a con, you're dead.
You are dead.
Okay, I'm saying it. If I catch anyone at BronyCon or at FOB Equestria, where I'm going to be, wearing ACUs with a patch on it, a Rainbow Dash patch on it, I'm going to smoke you right there in front of God and everyone.
No, if you catch anyone at a con in uniform, smoke them. Because that's
just
not allowed.
Hey, Army guys, AR
really
670-1,
hurt us the first week.
Chapter 20, Section 3, Paragraph, Charlie, I believe. Read it.
Yeah, it was like our earliest controversy as a military brony community.
No combat uniforms. Although at formal events, that's up to you if you want to wear your service uniform.
Yeah. Don't. Just don't. Keep it simple and don't.
Just
formal
go
events,
and
not cons.
Oh no, but I want to go in my ACUs. I want to know that I want people to know that I'm in the military.
Oh man, they know already.
They know.
It's painfully obvious due to the haircut and how you hold yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone actually came up to me in BronyCon and was like, "Hey, are you in the Marine Corps?" I'm like, "How'd you guess? You're the only person whose hair here is in regs."
Yeah, it's.
Oh, and we're all sexy, physically fit.
If you say so, Acer.
Actually, the easiest way to tell if somebody's a Marine is to go see if they're cosplaying as Snowflake and they still have their boots with the EGAs on them on their feet. I've done that like 8 times. That's still okay from civil. That's still within regs. You can still wear your military boots in civilian attire.
Well, yeah.
But, I mean, it's still pretty clear that like 90% of Snowflake cosplayers are Marines.
Well, not to mention that if you're around a Marine, you don't have to ask them if they're a Marine.
You just got.
That's true.
You'll find out.
You will.
They'll smell like a Marine. They don't bathe at all.
And that is coming from a Marine. For those of you who might be raging about that right now, who are in the Marines, that came from a Marine. So STF.
And a Marine is running. And a Marine is heading the site. And I don't mind.
Yeah. Okay. So just calm your rustled jimmies, as some of my friends would say. Unrustle your jimmies. So I think that I've covered everything I want to on that merch. So moving on to the next topic, there are some charity albums on the horizon. The first one that will be, I'm pretty sure I'm getting this order right. The first one debuting will be Kiki's charity album. That is basically going to, for those of you unaware of Kiki's situation, I guess you don't pay that much attention to the charity side of the brony community because that has pretty much been the bronies' cause for I don't even know how long now.
Forever.
Tara Strong, big promoter of it. She's pretty much the person who introduced the brony community to Kiki's story. Who, long story short, kid who's fighting cancer and being very awesome while doing it. So we have been basically championing her cause very successfully, actually, raising tons and tons of money, tens of thousands of dollars, and the family is just blown away by this community's generosity and kindness and caring. So this album is kind of trying to put the icing on the cake, and basically helping this charity event. This charity has been going on for a long time, so it's been gradually getting closer and closer to its goal. And with any luck, this album will help it finally reach its goal and even hopefully exceed it. Because basically this charity has been to help this family with these very costly medical bills that come with fighting this tumor, this brain tumor. So there will be a link in the description of this channel, of this video on YouTube, or if you're listening to this via MP3, there will be a post on our website about this when it is available as well. So I'm sorry, go ahead, Sanser.
Yeah, they're not available just yet. I've been talking to them. They're still working on getting the website, but they promised to go ahead and contact us when they get the album ready to get released and start getting purchased. I think Kiki's charity is, I think they're only like $10,000 short of their goal out of the 50.
Something like that. No, they recently extended their goal. It used to be 50,000, but now I think that it's 75.
Okay, Roger.
But yes, Alex Ackerman, otherwise known as Exile, is pretty much been one of the main organizers behind this charity event. And there are going to be such names as Living Tombstone, Assertive Fluttershy, our very own Navron, or Navy Brony, will be on this, Silverhound, My Little Visuals, so on and so forth. There's a lot of big name producers in the Brony music community coming together on this album. It's going to be, from what I've heard from the samples and the previews, it's going to be a very big, very awesome album. So if you like Brony music and you like charity, definitely go support this. Like I said, there will be a post on our website when it is available, so be on the lookout for that. But if you want to know what the website is, it is simply cureforkiki.com. So it's pretty, and there's no spaces there or dashes or anything like that. It is just simply Cure for Kiki. And Kiki is spelled K-I-K-I. So go check it out. I think the website, hold on, I can pull it up here and get a quick look at it. It does exist, and it is under work. Bronies for Good is apparently promoted on this website as well. They give you Kiki's story, so if you want to know more about Kiki, you can click it there. The website's coming together very nicely. It's changed a lot since I last checked it out, so definitely coming together there. But after Kiki's album, going on to the next charity, is Seeds of Kindness 2, which is headed up by Bronies for Good, the people who headed up Seeds for Kindness, the original charity album. And this one is basically, the purpose of Seeds of Kindness 2 is to help an orphanage in Uganda essentially become self-sufficient, able to provide all their own necessities, more or less. And for those of you who like supporting orphan children, which all of you should, if you don't, you're a horrible person, and you should probably go hide in a corner somewhere.
Wow.
Calm down, Spankle, calm down.
Way to guilt people.
Guilt trip, I will guilt you all. Yeah, that will be releasing after that. I think the time frame for that release is sometime in June or July. So that should be released shortly after Kiki's album. And the reason all these are staggered is because there is actually coordination going on here. Spencer Brevin, one of the names in the Brony charity community, has been talking with all the charity albums and making sure no one's stepping on each other's toes. So after Seeds of Kindness 2, which also has tons of big Brony names being involved in it, there will be our charity album, the FOB Equestria charity album, which is titled Semper Philly. And that is going to benefit the God damn it.
I think it's supposed to benefit Wounded Marines. I forget
Semper
which
Fi
specific
Fund.
Charity is. Yeah,
it's the Semper Fi Fund. I just remembered. I had a little bit of a brain fart right there. My mind just simply stopped working for a moment. But
I'm not sure if they're just Marines either. I think that might also support other branches as well.
No,
too,
it is complete military support. It is. I think it has its heritage in supporting the Marines, but I think my understanding is it has branched out and it supports all military branches. So it's essentially its focus is similar to the Wounded Warrior Project. It helps veterans with physical and mental traumas from obviously being in the military. Both happen. And so it's a very good cause, and the reason we went with Semper Fi Fund as opposed to Wounded Warrior Project is because Wounded Warrior Project, a little more of their funds go towards promotion and advertising, which is why they are so well known. But Semper Fi Fund, more of theirs goes directly to the troops. Both are good organizations, but we wanted more of our charity efforts to go directly to the cause, and so we went with Semper Fi Fund, which Bronies for Good, great help in helping us find that charity. You know, they are really good at what they do, which is, you know, charity drives. So we obviously went to them for help. But any thoughts? Anyone want to comment on any of the charity albums, ours or others?
Well,
Nah.
well, with these charity albums, remember, every dollar helps keep, you know, people living.
Right. These are all good causes. You know, and whether it's towards a specific person, like Kiki's album is, or it's towards a group of people, like Seeds of Kindness is for the orphans, and we're for the veterans, which, you know, we wanted our charity album to be for the soldiers, considering we're all soldiers. It's all of them good causes. So, but I suppose that pretty much covers the charity chat, if you want to call it that. And I guess I should say, all these, when each of these albums becomes available, there will be a post. Just like I said there would be with Kiki, there's definitely going to be one for Seeds of Kindness, and there will most certainly be one for our album. So, moving on to the next chat, we're going to talk a bit about Division stuff. Well, more or less, if anyone has things to say about Division stuff. I know I do. But I'll open the floor to anyone.
You always have something to say about everything.
Division stuff.
True. Well, Division chat. This is stuff going on with FOB Equestria. Acer, you might... you can comment on stuff, but you clearly have no idea what's going on here.
Cool.
Anyone have anything going on that they want to talk about? Any efforts in FOB Equestria?
I'm still working on the next military Bronies React. It's
slow go.
Working.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of your videos there, Commander.
Yes.
I did see your I saw your review of the season finale. Had me laughing just
I thank you.
Off my chair.
Yes.
Good times were had. So
yeah, I especially love that. I think my favorite joke in that was probably the Brony Tears bit.
Yes, I did enjoy that. Very much so. It was good comedy. If you follow our website, you probably saw that post, and you might not have clicked on it, but this is shameless self-promotion, and I'm saying go back and click on it. You should, if you want to laugh, you should watch it.
Yeah, the Brony Tears will make a reappearance in the season 4 premiere when I'm just going to give it a tribute drink. It's like, oh wait, Alicorn Twilight need to give it a drink.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good fanboy rage.
There was a lot of rage over Alicorn Twilight, but I think it's mostly subsided now.
And that's why I made that joke.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, but I'm an admin for Military Bronies on Facebook, Saber, and I'm definitely trying to get the word out to more Military Bronies so we can start building our forces, per se. I just want to let Military Bronies know that you're not alone. Trust me. That's just the biggest message I want to get out, is that you're not alone. You can join us.
Yes, join our ranks, join the herd.
One of us, Google Gobble, we accept him. One of us.
Yes. Well, actually, clearly everyone listening to this knows that there is a military Brony community, but honestly, I've said it so many times.
No.
Bronies in the military? Pshaw.
But no, nonsense. It's not like it's not like we have a drill sergeant who's a Brony or anything on staff.
Witchcraft, I tells you.
But anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, the biggest I've kind of said this a lot every time anyone has asked me about military Bronies, is the biggest obstacle to the military Brony sub community and the Brony community is realizing that there are other Bronies in the military. So it's you would be surprised at how many times I come across a brony who is in the military, and I'll say, "Oh yeah, we have our own website, we have a Facebook page. There's so many of us. There's a lot of us," and they're like, "There's others." It's just one of those realizations. Like, our biggest barrier to our little sub community here is the fact that a lot of bronies in the military don't realize they're just so introverted. Tweak, I'm getting on with it. They're just so introverted. They keep it so close to their heart that they don't share it with anyone, and they don't realize they are not alone. So clearly that is our mission here, to let them know they're not alone. Hopefully they stumble across us. But moving back to the center of focus, which was Division Chat, review round robins, which the literature division will hopefully be starting up very shortly. The first fic I think we're going to cover is The Age of Wings and Steel, and it is basically a means for us to do reviews of larger fan fictions, because it's easier to do it is pretty easy to do a review of a one shot or a smaller story, something that's 20,000 or 50,000 words on our website. But for larger fan fictions, ones that are 200,000, 300,000, some of them 500,000 words, that's kind of hard to summarize in a written review where people just don't look at it and see wall of text and say, nope, not reading that review. So I think basically doing these review round robins it's basically going to be everyone from the literature division who we can manage to rake into it. So myself, Tweak, Red Sage, and Dizziest Beef, and probably Commander Firebrand there if he wants to join in on the bandwagon every now and again.
Depends on the story.
It depends on the story. And we're basically going to take turns going around saying what we thought of it, giving our impressions, and once we each give our 2 cents, we're basically going to say, read or don't read. We're going to give a simple, yes, I recommend the story, or no, this is horrible, skip it. So that's going on in literature division, as well as I couldn't help but notice, Saunterhoof, that FOB Equestria Game Night made a comeback last weekend, and I just want to ask, can we expect to see more of FOB Equestria Game Night? Is it possible there is a revival on the horizon for that?
Yeah, we're just trying to get everything back together. GTR Blackhawk's going to be hosting most of it. Most of the time, it's just going to be going from PC to Xbox to PS3 and then cycling through again. We just gotta get people used to coming back to it after it's kind of been on hiatus. So it's no big deal. You can just start seeing it. We'll put up posts probably like every Monday to Wednesday on what the game of the week will be, and it'll be at I think it's 1700 Greenwich Mean Time or Zulu time for all the games, and we'll put out notices through Xbox Live, PSN, or Steam Chat to either all members of the Steam group or to everyone who's friends with either myself or GTR Blackhawk. All they got to do is just put their names in the forum or just follow the instructions that are put on the game night post. That's really all.
Yeah, so there will always be a post. If there is a FOB Equestria Game Night coming up, there will be a post on it, so be on the lookout for those. And like he said, just go to the forums and contact him or GTR Blackhawk via the means that have been specified. And if you're on Steam, join our Steam group. Honestly, that brings up kind of a point that I want to get across is at some point in the future, I would like for us to develop a page on our website that lists everything that we have going on. Our Twitter, our Facebook, our Skype, our Steam accounts, our YouTube channel, everything. Because one thing that Dizziest Beef pointed across to me was we really don't have a consolidated source of all of our different means of dissemination. So I think a page on the website would probably function to do that, but I mean, we got to take the time to make a page on the website to do that. And to the best of my knowledge, the only person who really understands how to work the website is King Harold. So, and he's kind of busy at the moment.
Yeah, he's been busy working on setting up Buck's website, so that should be pretty cool for us because we're gonna probably still not have too many people come from BronyCon from Europe, but pretty much all the bronies in Europe are gonna probably be going to Buck for that. So he's gonna be trying to make sure that he spreads the word to our friends in the UK, because we're sorely missing some British service members, considering that they're still the second largest population of bronies outside the United States. So he should be spreading the word there.
Okay, that's good. So King Harold is going to be more or less promoting us at BronyCon UK, so, or whatever it's called. What does Buck stand for? I can't remember.
I forget.
Well, you see, Spangle, when a mommy pony and a daddy pony love each other very much.
I have no idea where you're going with that, Tweak, at all. Please just stop.
I have an idea.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess now is as good a time as any, since we're done with Division Chat, for Acer to issue his challenge.
Oh, my challenge?
Sure, your challenge that you wanted to discuss.
Oh, I did. No.
Or Saunter said you were going to discuss it.
No. He's doing a challenge.
Yeah,
I'm
currently in the middle of doing the Brony challenge as we speak. I've been up for more than 48 hours due to various setbacks and whatnot, but I'm almost done with Season 2. Got to start on Season 3, all in a row.
Yeah, so the Brony challenge, for those of you unaware, is basically watch every episode of My Little Pony without going to sleep.
Remember, guys, energy drinks, PT, and beef jerky and more PT.
Motivation.
Motivation and sweat.
Caffeine is for the weak and untrained.
That's why I do PT.
Yeah, PT does keep you quite awake and alert. But, so, yeah, the BronyCon challenge, you said you've been up BronyCon challenge. The Brony challenge. Too much con talk. So you said you've been up for 48 hours. How's that going for you?
I don't feel anything right now. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I have no idea what's going on.
Pretty much.
So a little like basic training, a little like boot camp then, huh?
Essentially.
Same sort of numbness.
He's just been bombarded by ponies so much that his entire sensory network has been completely disrupted. He has no ability to feel pain.
Bro, get on your level. I need to get on your level.
Ooh, ha.
Cool. But anyway, I think that pretty much covers all the topics I wanted to discuss. If anyone else has anything they want to talk about.
Double rain.
Oh gosh, yeah. Let's. I forgot about that.
I like to say that very shortly I will be doing a text review. Well, no, it should be up by the time this is up. A text review on the FOB of Double Rainboom, and I will let Firebrand start because he sounds like he's frothing at the mouth to get to it first.
He is. Let it begin. It begins.
Where do I even begin
at the beginning?
How stupid this video was?
Oh God, so much hate.
Oh dear.
All right, well, I suppose we should start at maybe the beginning of Double Rainboom. We see Twilight Sparkle mixing a potion in her basement. All right, and we just see her doing stuff with it for a long time. The camera doesn't change angles or whatever. Kind of like Les Miserables. Oh.
Yeah, for those of you unaware, Firebrand kind of does this for like a second job.
They know, Spangle. They know.
Oh, yes.
Not everyone knows. A lot of our Fobbits know, but not everyone.
Well, now they do.
Now they do.
And then Rainbow Dash sneaks in, and wow, I feel like I've read this fan fiction before. How many shipping fanfics started out this way?
Yeah,
everyone ever?
4,487.
Tweak would know.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but see, here's the look. Okay, the long story short of the thing is, look, you can tell that this was not done for money, that this was done out of love, and I'll give them that they spent a lot of time working on it. The problem is, they're not professional, and the biggest issue with the video is not so much the editing and the camera work. The biggest issue is this. They spent so much time focusing on getting the animation and the sound and the voices that they missed out on what it is that makes My Little Pony so much fun. The story and the characters. The story reads like one of the worst crossover fan fictions I have ever read, to the point where I'm seriously pissed off. Where in the blue hell did that come from when she broke the little dimensional barrier and went to you know where? I'm not going to spoil it for you, but where in the blue mother of hell did that come from? And why did we stay there for almost 10 minutes of a 25-minute video in this world that's not My Little Pony?
I don't know. That's what boggles my mind. It's just, this person just does not know how to do referential humor. It's like, you can't just take something that's like a meme or something like the troll face, which they actually did, and just throw it at something and they say, hey, it's here. Laugh at it. It's funny. It would have been
loud noises.
It would have been one thing if the troll face had actually been something like maybe there was an evil spirit in the cloud, but no, it's just, hello, you mad, bro, and then gone. And then Snowflake, for no reason whatsoever, shows up, goes, yeah, and then disappears, and has nothing. Why?
I think he blew out his microphone.
I'm sorry, but this is just something that really, really ticks us off. I've never been so heated by something. I've never been so heated by something ever since Faith and Doubt.
The problem is because everyone is saying how it's the greatest thing ever. I will guarantee you that when EQD does their little review of it, they're going to say how, oh, it was so great. They're going to fawn over it. When no, look, I've had long, drawn-out arguments about the argument of it's only fan fiction is not an excuse for lack of quality, and that should apply here. If you're going to apply, look, when I tried to get my story on Equestria Daily, I had to go through so many rounds of edits, it wasn't even funny. Like, it was back-breaking labor to get it right because they were looking at every single little detail. But this, because it took a long time and it looks kind of pretty, everyone fawns over it like it's so good. But no, from an objective standpoint, this thing sucks.
She caused a Ponyville Holocaust.
Oh yeah, the Hiroshima bomb plot thread was just, oh my gosh, really?
Rainbow Dash destroys half of Ponyville, and she's like, oh, oops, my bad. Crap.
Well, I hope, everyone's insurance company didn't pay out for that because they don't cover Acts of Rainbow.
Okay, it's like they do realize that, okay, all of Ponyville is destroyed, right? And they all have to fix it. How much is that going to cost? I mean, what Rainbow Dash basically did was send Ponyville's economy down the gutter.
But more than that, is you look after that, the next scene, we see everyone smiling and laughing and doing.
Wouldn't everyone hate her?
And she's sitting inside the library writing a letter to the princess. What the
hell
does that make?
Sorry, it was an accident. I mean, I should have thought ahead. I hope you can forgive me.
I'm sorry I destroyed everyone's livelihood and housing.
Exactly. I just imagine the conversation outside. Oh, Rainbow Dash destroyed half of our town and it destroyed all of our ways of making money and caring for and protecting for our families.
My cabbages.
Oh, well, she better write a really good letter to the princess.
And I like what you said, Tweak, about the whole it's just fan fiction. It's like it's just fan fiction. You shouldn't take it that seriously. Well, I just hate that. I really hate that logic. It's like that logic was applied to video games. It's like, oh, it's just a video game and you shouldn't be taking it so seriously. Oh, it's just a movie. You shouldn't be taking it so seriously. It's that kind of attitude why there's so much bad stuff. It's that attitude why there's so much bad fan fiction out there. If people would actually put some effort and professionalism into the things they do, we wouldn't have bad things.
No, and see, look, and here's the thing that makes me the maddest about it. About Double Rainbow is, again, it's not the entirety of the project is not total crap. Some of the animation is really well done, and like some of the voice work is really well done. The problem is, look, I am not insulting the work that they did on the animation and the sound. That's what I think. The sound on the thing, the background music was beautiful. Like it was almost spot on.
That's like Warner Brothers quality right there.
Exactly, but the problem is the base of what they started from, the story and the characters were crap. This Double Rainbow did for Rainbow Dash what Spike at Your Service did for Spike. Complete character assassination just to move the plot along.
Well, see, it seemed to me that it was basically just a project to see how many pop culture references you can fit in a 30-minute time span.
No, not pop culture references.
Or excuse me,
Internet
any reference,
and brony
memes,
references.
You know, like, oh, hey, look, hey, you know, there's the Doctor, you know, there's the TARDIS. Oh, hey, look, a companion cube. Oh, hey, look, a meme. Oh, hey, look, Back to the Future theme, which was
Oh, and
cool.
why was that face on the moon? Why was that there?
Why was
it supposed to be
Domo-kun on the
funny?
moon? Why?
Why? Because screw you. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, we've already had this discussion. I have not seen this yet because I have not gone around to watching it yet. But
Don't.
Well, watch it and maybe weep.
Maybe weep. Yeah.
Or sit back and form an objective viewpoint and then rant about it.
Okay,
And then
the thing
rant about it.
the thing that I find most ironic about this is that the lesson, and I use that in very, very big quotation marks, signed by the Pope, is that
Don't take things that don't belong to you.
It's like the lesson of this thing is think ahead.
Ugh.
Okay.
7P, people.
The lesson is don't be a
7P.
selfish, self-obsessed biatch who cares about nothing but her own silly whims. Because again, look, Rainbow Dash she's a little cocky. She is headstrong. She's brash. Yes, she has ego, but she has talent to back it up, and she cares about her friends. In Double Rainbow, she's an arrogant jerk who cares about nothing but going fast. She is the worst caricature of what people think Rainbow Dash is.
It's like, did Wonderbolt Academy just, like, I don't know, not happen?
Well,
Sleepless
in all
in
fairness,
Ponyville.
this project was started before Wonderbolt Academy aired.
No excuses. It doesn't
Still.
even matter if that episode was in the picture or not. It's still character assassination.
No, I
It
agree.
takes her. Look. It's not even regression. Like, she didn't act that way in episode 1. This is before we even started the show that she was that jerky and arrogant.
Oh yeah, and all Twilight does is really just look at her angrily throughout the whole time with a I disapprove frown. It's like this is Twilight. It's like this is Twilight, the pony who said, "I'm gonna do what I do best. Lecture her."
Fix everything.
Nothing.
When you have Rainbow Dash being this out of character, it pushes everyone else out of character too, because people were complaining that Twilight was too hostile and snapped at Rainbow Dash. Well, yeah, because Rainbow Dash was acting like a selfish jerk.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and man, I'm really, after hearing you two go on about this, and I value both of your opinion very, very highly.
No, you don't.
Yeah, how would you know? How would you know? But I'm actually
I'm your boss.
Therefore, I tell you I value your opinion, but
That
in
doesn't mean
secret
I
I
can.
hate you.
You're fired.
Oh, okay, well,
Article
bye
15.
then.
Well, now,
NJP.
see, I don't actually value either of your opinions on it, so there's that.
Well, it's good.
But-
None of
Well,
us care about what you have to say, Saunders, because we can't even understand you right now.
That's okay.
You're the one who sounds like E101 Gamma.
Stop speaking over the Synkar.
But okay, like I was saying,
You need to get back, get sucked back in time with the net, Saunter.
God.
Check your comm set. Your fill's not
Anyways,
right.
Double Rainbow, just a vapid video with horrible reference humor.
Okay, so I guess TLDR, don't watch it.
No.
If you haven't, don't waste your time.
Okay, look, I'm not going to say
Don't
No, I
waste your
wouldn't say
time.
that.
I mean, watch it because, well, I kind of feel sorry for them. I mean, they worked so hard on it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
see, that's what I was saying, is that, again, you can look at it and see, wow, these guys put so much time into it. They've tried so hard. And honestly, that is the only thing that keeps me from saying don't watch it, is the fact that they put a little over a year of work into this. If they hadn't done that, then I would say avoid it like the plague. If this was an episode, it would be the worst episode they ever made.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like they constantly built this episode up like it was going to be a fan-made episode. This episode is on par with the quality of the stuff that Hasbro puts out. Okay, then we're going to judge it by the same standard. This episode
exactly.
sucks.
Thank you so much for that, Firebrand. If you're gonna tote yourself as being on par with that, that's how we're gonna judge you.
and they failed. They failed to meet the standard. Is what it comes down to. When it comes from what I'm hearing, basically animation and audio wise, yeah, from a purely animation and sound quality and all the aesthetics wise, they basically were able to meet that. But from the simple actual things that matter, the story, the characters, the actual things we care about, no.
Yeah, it's like looking at a pretty picture of looking at a pretty picture of fireworks, but take 2 steps to the side and you'll see it's completely 2-dimensional.
Yeah, I guess that's a good one. Good analogy, yeah.
Thank you.
And so I guess next, if we're done raging over Double Rainbow, are we?
Yeah, I'm
yes?
good.
I
You're
concur.
good?
No, I'm going to review it. I'm going to make an episodic review, and Tweak is going to post his review of it soon, so you can get the full thoughts on that, which is basically a huge echo of what we've been saying on here, but...
Echo! Yeah.
Oh, the rage I am feeling.
All the rage. Next is Snowdrop, I guess, if we're ready to move on to the next thing.
I'm feeling a bit more forgiving of this one.
Snowdrop was
A bit.
Yeah,
was
the
liquid
only
pride inducing at the
the
end.
only really big issue I had with Snowdrop was the fact that it suffered from in some
Every
ways
pony was a jerk except for the main character.
yeah, and because of that, it made Snowdrop into a Mary Sue, in that she's so perfect and she's so everyone, she's the misunderstood Mary Sue. And that was, yes, everyone else other than her is complete and total jerk face who hates life and kicks puppies and eats babies and is horrible.
Horrible.
We
Apparently,
hate blind people for no reason.
Basically, the way Sean Penn sees us, that's how everyone else is in the story.
Yeah.
Ooh, I went there.
Oh, snap.
I gotta say, it's like I really do like Snowdrop as a character. It's like exploring a character with physical disabilities like that. It's something that not a lot of people like to do, or if they do it, it's not done very well. It's
And
like a blind Pegasus, huh?
Yeah,
That's kind of interesting.
I also liked about the fact that really, well, you could like it not, is the fact that you couldn't really tell she was blind if they hadn't said it. So it's not so much, that is not a defining characteristic of her character until later on when it becomes pertinent to the plot, if that makes sense.
Well, I don't know. The cataracts, in her eyes were visible. The clouding.
Right.
Well, yeah, but you have a lot of characters have sort of, twinkly eyes.
So I get what Tweak's saying. It's kind of, if they hadn't said it, it would have been left up to interpretation, and it wouldn't have been 100% obvious. So I suppose that is somewhat of a, personally, one thing I've come to respect and is when someone can tell a story and they can point out things within a story, certain aspects of a character or certain aspects of what happens without blatantly just coming out and telling you. Subtle storytelling.
Showing versus telling.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Thank you very much. It basically comes down to show versus tell, and it's always so much better when you can show something as opposed to just spell it out and tell someone. It's a lot more artistic. It's a lot more engaging. It's a lot more appealing.
Yeah, I also thought of Snowdrop's relationship to Princess Luna was pretty interesting.
Liquid
pride.
Yeah,
that was the best part. Was that, I'm not going to give anything away, but at the end, the bit with Luna, that really, really got me.
I'm emotionally dead inside, so.
Yeah, I gotta say though, I didn't like Snowdrop's voice.
Yeah, well, it was a little bit grating, I will say that. In that it was a little too, oh, well, I'm just such a perfect little girl, and
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
The fact that I could do such a good impression of it is a bad thing.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment, definitely.
But yeah, I will say, like, the very end, if Drill Sergeant School hadn't cauterized my tear ducts, I would have been crying.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just emotionally dead inside.
I don't know. I was just too distracted by the madness of all of it in order to cry. I don't know why.
I shed liquid pride. I'm not ashamed.
And that's not something you should be ashamed for.
No.
I mean, it's like despite how much I how much I criticized Les Miserables, especially towards the beginning of the podcast. It's I actually shed liquid pride at empty chairs at empty tables.
Yeah, it's being in touch with your emotions and being able to feel, actually feel things is nothing to be ashamed about. It's something you should actually take as a sign that you're actually a healthy, emotionally balanced person. Now, at this point in my life, I am emotionally dead inside, like I said. So I'm trying to fix that. Don't get me wrong. Ponies is helping me fix that. But it certainly, if you can't cry at something, there is a part of your, it does feel like there is kind of like something missing in your life. Like a part of you emotionally you can't access that you really want to access.
The thing is, it's a societal stigma that men are not allowed to show emotion because it's a sign of weakness.
That's
bullshit.
why it's liquid pride.
And I say bullshit to that because honestly, everyone needs to be able to express their emotions in a healthy manner. And if you can't, then there is something wrong with you. And that indicates you need to somehow seek help because everyone feels their emotions, whether or not they're aware of them, and whether or not they suppress them. And if you aren't expressing those in a healthy manner, then you're bottling them up inside, and they do cause you to kind of manifest themselves in an unhealthy way. So it is important that you are able to be an emotionally balanced person, which a lot of military guys do have an issue with, honestly. I do. I know a lot of guys that do. And so it's helped. This community and the show has helped me a lot, and I think it helps a lot of military bronies that have found that they can be themselves and get back in touch with and find a more healthy means of living their lives thanks to this show and this community. And I'm gonna say it. Part of me does wish I kind of could cry at things like Snowdrop, but I can't.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess it's sad that I can't feel sads.
We still love you, Spangle.
I know you do. So, any other thoughts on Snowdrop? I mean, other than it's being
Go see
fealty?
it.
Yeah, watch it.
Watch it. Okay.
Worth it.
It is worth it, apparently. Basically, definitely more favorable review than Double Rainbow. So much rage. I love it. So I guess any other topics we want to discuss now that we've adequately talked about those two things and several other things? No? No,
I'm good.
Okay.
Negative.
Cool. So I am going to wrap this up by saying we are still looking for a head of music. Yes, we
Please, we need help. None of us know anything about music.
Wow, that's getting in touch with your emotional side.
Yeah. I wouldn't quite say that. I would say we need someone dedicated to our music section. I could do it, but I barely have enough time for the literature division. I don't have time to run a music division as well on the site. And so basically, if you want to be our head of music, we do have 2 music segments going at the moment. Well, technically 3, I suppose. We have our Songs by Soldiers, which covers music made by military bronies. We have our Musicians of Service, which is basically an introduction to a musical artist, a musician in the military brony community. And then there was the third one, which was our initial one, which is Songs for the Troops, which is just other music that doesn't fall into the category of being made by a military brony musician. So
there's stuff under the MWR as well.
And the MWR occasionally picks something up like that. So, but if basically what we want to focus on, or at least what I have tried to, when I did my brief stint of doing stuff for the music division, what I tried to focus on was the military side of the music community. So the musicians tripping over my own tongue. The musicians in the military brony community and their works. That's what I tried to focus on because let's face facts, Equestria Daily covers the music for this community in a broader sense in a very efficient capacity, at least what I perceive to be a very efficient capacity. So I figured we should try to have more of that military focus. But if you have an interest, if you have a pulse on the military brony music community, or just the music community of the bronies in general, if you want this to be kind of your spiel, now I will say that we are looking for someone with military service, either active, retired, we want all of our head staff positions to be filled by people who are military or were military. But so there is that one restriction, sadly. But if you do meet that requirement and you want to take this on as your thing, definitely email us. We'll talk about it with you. We'll see if you're right for the job. So hopefully we can get some help with that very shortly. And until we do, we will continue to shamelessly ask for the help every time this podcast airs. And on next week's note, we will be interviewing Silvermane. Now, he is one of our staff members, and he is an E8 in the Air Force, which is kind of makes him unique to this community. Being a senior NCO position and a brony. A man of many years of military service, more than I have been alive, and he likes the show as well. So I think that makes him kind of an oddity, an interesting person to interview, and so that will be next week on the FOB Equestria Podcast. If you have any news, events, or stuff like that you think we should talk about on this podcast, just simply send us an email at fobequestria@gmail.com, and we label it, put in the subject line, put news or podcast, and we will definitely take a look at it, and hopefully, we will let you know if it will be covered. So, I guess with nothing more to say, this is the FOB Equestria Podcast, and everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Private, you have 5 seconds to get on my seal of yours, so help me, Bob, baby Jesus, you'll be in the front lane red position until you die.
Oh, this is FOB 1, signing out, out.
Acer. Saunter, you want to say goodbye, or did you say goodbye? I couldn't quite hear you.
I did. I just have a shitty mic.
Yes, we recognize that. We apologize for Saunter's poor quality mic, but until next week, this has been the FOB Equestria Podcast. Semper Philly.